Okay, ready? Why did you have to hold your breath? Did you hold your breath with that?
Oh, no.
We are too silly. Oh my God, we are a mess.
Well, that wasn't me. Okay.
You know what?
Okay. Serious. Let's go.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Welcome
Hey,
back
guys.
to Cherry Papa Podcast.
CPT. Every Tuesday, you know where we're at.
And today we got a guest.
Yes, you know we love those.
Oh, we love a guest.
Today we have a special friend. Her name is Adrienne, and she is your realtor.
Oh.
Yes, you see what I did there?
Yes, you did.
Girl.
And we are so happy to have you here. We're going to be talking about first-time home ownerships, all the steps that you need, her first-time experiences as a realtor.
Yes.
Super excited.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So Adrienne is awesome. We're going to have her introduce herself in a bit, but I just want to let you know that she is a realtor and she is here to drop all the gems on home ownership, buying a home for the first time, her closing her first deal, everything first in regards to the home ownership world. That
I went on the Instagram, girl. I was getting the knowledge. Okay. I was like, yes, drop them gems. That's what I needed.
I'm really happy to hear that. I started doing that a few months ago. And at first I was a little discouraged. You know, when you put up something, nobody really interacts, but it's good. I've been getting a lot of great feedback, so I appreciate that, y'all.
Oh, great. So tell our Cherry Popper audience a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and all of that good news.
Okay, so I'm from Los Angeles, California. I was born and raised here. Absolutely love it. Been doing real estate for about 3 years now. I started off in Brentwood.
Okay.
Keller-Williams in Brentwood. I am now in Inglewood because I wanted to be with my people. I wanted to work where I live.
Inglewood.
So, yes, absolutely. And I love it. It's been a wild ride, to say the least, but it's been worth it like the entire time. So it's been awesome.
That's so dope. Okay, so I just want to point out that all three of us are true LA natives on this podcast.
You know.
Right.
There's not a lot of us out here, okay?
At all. And I'm talking about true natives.
Right.
We got a lot of thievery happening out here.
Thievery? Right. Talking about I'm from LA.
Right.
I want to be LA, maybe some Pomonas in there. Want to say, oh yeah, I'm from LA. No, you're not.
Right. Not at all.
From the heart.
Y'all IEs, I don't know. Y'all not it.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Sorry. So tell us about your journey with real estate. Like what inspired you for the first time to get into this field?
So I've always loved watching HGTV. Since I was a little kid, my mom would have HGTV on. So something about like those home tours and really seeing people get excited about purchasing their first home always like resonated with me. And I have she's actually married to my cousin. She's a very successful realtor. Like she only does $1 million real estate. Like she sold a house. Like all her clients are like athletes and everything. She's like, girl, you need to get into real estate. I was like, you know what? That actually sounds like a good idea. But you know, it didn't exactly plan out like I thought. Like I thought she was going to be my mentor. It didn't exactly work out like that. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize with real estate is that you have to have a mentor. Like somebody has to show you the ropes. You know, nobody tells you, okay, yeah, you're like, you get your license, you go work at a brokerage, but nobody tells you like what to do next type of thing. So
interesting.
In the beginning, it was a little bit of a struggle, but I definitely found a mentor that was willing to take me under her wing. Her name's Heather Preapproved. She's like one of the top agents from South LA. She taught me pretty much everything that I know. So I appreciate her so much for that, because you know, you think blood family's gonna look out, but not always.
Not always.
You on your own. So,
the truth in that.
Did you say her name was Heather?
Yes.
Now,
Okay,
I knew she was waiting for that. I knew she was waiting. I knew she was waiting for that.
A Heather from South LA, like me. A true mentor.
Really true. Yeah. People look at real estate as something that's like so glamorous, but there's like so much work that goes behind it. Like every little thing from showing property, you know, you're on your own. You are an independent contractor. So that's basically me starting my own business.
Right.
So what was like your first experience when you were actually showing maybe your first property or selling your first home?
My first experience, so that was when I was working with my mentor. Luckily, she was able to kind of guide me through that process. I think if I had to do it by myself, I would have been able to do it, but probably not as smoothly. So, you know, just showing up, knowing to get there 15 minutes early, knowing to go in and turn on all the lights, open all the blinds. Like, nobody tells you that type of stuff, but that's things that will help your client to see that house in like a great light, you know, so they can see it for its true potential. So it was a process.
So are you already there waiting for them at the door?
Yes. They're early for sure. You have to go like, welcome to your new home. Because you know, there's a saying in real estate where it's like buyers are liars, because if you let them, people that are like looking to buy homes will drag you all over LA. Like they will have you at every open house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have to like know what it is that you're doing, what you came to do ahead of time. Kind of like no really winging it for real.
Right. So do you so you have that first, you have a meeting with them beforehand, right? To discuss like what they're looking for, their budget, all of that?
Yes. So what I like to do, so there's like a process, and when anybody reaches out to me saying, hey, I'm interested in buying a home, I kind of walk them through the process. And like the first and most important thing, which I always tell people, is to get pre-approved, because if you don't know how much you're approved for, how are you going to start looking at houses? You're just like, you know,
blind
your time, my time, everybody's time. Yeah, it's blind. So that's the number one thing. So after they get pre-approved and they know how much, you know, they're going to be shopping for, then you come into my office and I go over, especially if it's a first time home buyer, I go over the first time home buyer like steps, like this is first, second, third. So I literally have like a to-do list so that people know what's going on, because if you've never bought a house, it's like a completely, you're just new to this. You don't know what to expect. So I like to set the standard, like let people know what we're getting into so they're not confused when stuff starts coming out of left field, because that will happen, you know.
Right. She's like, don't come up to me unless you got your stuff together, okay?
Right, child. Because I'll be sitting here like, wait, what just happened? Wait, what we doing? I don't.
It's a lot of people that reach out to me, hey, I'm interested in seeing some homes. I'm like, okay, have you been pre-approved? No, but we really want to see some properties. No, I can't take you to
go online, okay? We'll have time to be hopping around town.
Right. If you want to window shop and browse, go online for that.
That's what it is. You're
go ahead and draw your own blueprint, okay?
Yes.
Sure.
Get your wish list together, because girl, you're not ready. You're not ready.
So this is a little ahead, but like in the age of COVID now, since everything is like online, are you doing a lot of virtual tours, like first time tours, or how is that working?
Some people that, like I have a client that was pregnant, and so I did virtual for her, but most people, now that we're in it's like the 8th or 9th month that we've been in,
oh my God,
people are over it. They're like, I got my mask, I wear a mask, I bring gloves, I bring hand sanitizer, all that. And we go for it, because it's just like, you know, the market is really crazy right now. Everybody is buy. So if you don't get out there and really like look at what you want, it's gonna be gone. Like it's not sitting. Yeah.
Girl, I'm still not ready.
I wish, man.
It's like I'm ready, but I'm not.
That's what I'm like, I can't wait to call up Adrienne and be like, hey girl, I'm pre-approved.
I'm ready now. I'm for sure ready.
Right.
She gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, my budget is
She gonna pull out the steps like, did you complete these or no? Because I don't think you're right.
Possible. There's ways around it. You would be surprised. Like, I have a client that did the first time home buyer program, but also did down payment assistance. And she basically had to come up with no money up front. Like,
wow.
So there's.
See, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Let me write that down.
Okay.
And I love that exists because not a lot of people know that. You know, people just see the price of homes in LA and they're like, I can't afford this. You know, it's possible.
So, what is like your first things that a client should be looking for or have together when they're first thinking about buying a home or becoming home buyers?
So with the down payment, I would say down payment because most people, you know, make a decent amount of money and might not be able to qualify for those down payment assistance programs. And there really is no set down payment. What I like to do is tell people kind of do research on what it is that you want, see what those home prices look like. And usually if you're going to be a first time home buyer, it'll be about 3.5% of whatever that price is. So say you're like, all right, I want a $500,000 house. You would do the math and see what that is. So that kind of gives you an idea. All right, I need to set aside this much to start looking. That would be one of the first things. But the major thing I say is credit. Like your credit score is going to determine that interest rate. You know, the higher your score, the lower your interest rate. If you can get a low rate, that's awesome for you. So it's just like certain ducks that you need to have in your row. You definitely need to have a job.
Amen.
That's like people come to me, I want to buy a house. I'm like, oh, where are you working? Well, I'm not working right now. That doesn't work.
I ain't playing like that. Okay. I ain't about to play like that. Like,
unless you got $500,000 and just pay cash for a house, is no. So it's like that credit is very important. Having that savings together, and having your documents in order, your W-2s, your taxes and things like that. That's what you're gonna need to get pre-approved, pretty much.
So that's the first step. Get pre-approved.
Yeah, I mean,
like let me break that down because
have your credit score together. So for a first-time home buyer program, the minimum score for you to get like a really good interest rate is a 640. So credit is at least at a 640. That's like half the battle. You know, you're almost
640.
Okay.
640. What's best is if you have over 700, but like I said, the minimum is 640.
Right.
And you got that money set aside for down payment.
So when Uncle Joe dropped all these student loans that people got going on, hopefully
you know, I was really sitting here like, who is Uncle Joe? For a second.
I hope that's really a thing because I've been seeing that on the internet. Like, please.
Yeah, I hope so too. Cause look,
I don't have none, but I was just saying for the people.
You ain't got no student loans?
Nah, I should run from there. I'm still looking out for the people though.
I think it's like 95% of us that went to college got loans now.
Yeah, I got some.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah. I got a few, but that's okay.
Uncle
Joe gonna come through, hopefully.
Uncle Joe.
Really, seriously, like I need him to get the economy booming because we all need houses at our age. We in our approaching our 30s. Some of us are in our 30s. It's time.
It is. I cannot wait. We be talking about this all the time, like how we want to decorate, just having our own space. It's just it's a form of mental health. It's self-care, I feel like.
It is. I swear it is.
Absolutely.
I'm just so ready to be comfortable.
Yeah. On my own.
Now you deal specifically with homes, right?
I do residential.
Residential. What major decision as far as residential compared to commercial?
Honestly, so when you have your real estate license, you can do both. Like I have closed some residential, some commercial deals that were leases, but as far as like, I just have a passion for helping people trying to find their homes. It's like commercial is so business-like, and with residential, you really get to be like personable with your clients. Like, you know, I've been to my clients' weddings, at their baby showers. Like, you know, those are people that you've been such a part of a major decision in their life. So it's touching for me. I feel like I'm really helping, you know, people. So
it's like whenever, was that the right term, closing the deal? Is that correct? Okay, so whenever you close a deal, it's like so rewarding because it's like that's their next chapter of their lives, literally, you know? People are starting families in there or getting divorced there. It's still another chapter. Like, I'm so silly. Okay, but that's real life. Like, shit happens.
You become kind of like their therapist, because the process can be very stressful, and it's like this. Like, it's very rare that it's just smooth throughout the whole thing. Like, there's gonna be some stuff that's coming out of left field, like, oh, the seller doesn't want to pay for this. There's $5,000 in termite damage. Like, there can be anything that pops up, and it's so important to like have that relationship with your client so that they don't feel like overwhelmed. You know, it's a scary process. So it's just, I like that, being able to be there, be that like, all right, I got y'all. Like, we're gonna get through this type thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so, have you worked with some fixer uppers? Like, I know a lot of people have been. That's like a little cheaper, right? But like, I don't know. How does that work?
Like, I suggest to my first-time home buyers, especially people our age, young people. I mean, not buying a house off the bat isn't for everybody. For me, it's more important to put myself in a position where it's gonna pay me rather than I'm just putting all the money into this house. So like for a lot of people our age, I recommend getting a duplex, getting a triplex, you know, units. And a lot of times they don't come pretty. They look like you got to put in some work sometimes, but it's so worth it when you do not have to pay your mortgage. Your tenants are paying your mortgage. And you know, then you start what's called cash flowing, which means your mortgage is paid off. Now you're putting money in your pocket every month. And then that money, and then you buy a house. Like,
the dream.
So, yeah, I try to stress that to people, and not everybody is like, oh yeah, that's what I want. Not everybody wants to be a landlord. But if you want to put yourself on like the fast track of making passive income, that's like a great way to do it.
God, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
thought about doing that with my brother too. I was like, we just need to go in together, get like a little apartment, a duplex or something, and get some income flowing in.
Absolutely. It's like, why pay your mortgage when somebody else can pay it for you?
Hello. Tell us about your first time showing someone their home. Did you have your mentor alongside you, or?
Yeah, so it was a family, a husband and wife, and they had twin boys. And the little boys, so cute. I love them. The little boys were like, I want to say 1 or so. So they were looking to get like the home that they were gonna raise their children in. So like we looked at a lot of houses, and that's when I realized, okay, if you don't reel it in, people, I want this, like anything shiny and new they wanted to see. So we ended up going with new construction, which basically means like there was nothing there and somebody was building these townhomes. And that first deal taught me a lot, because so many things were being thrown at us. Like they were saying, oh, well, we don't know if we can accept your type of loan. Like, it ended up being most deals have like a 30 to 45 day escrow. That's like typical. That took 3 months to close, because they were building it and everything. So this is my first deal. I'm just like, please, like, please. You know, and I had to be super patient, and just my mentor, basically, she was like, this is your client, you handle it, you take care of them. She just threw me out there. And you know, if I had any questions, of course she was there. But that first deal taught me so much because it was kind of like almost like the worst case scenario.
Uh-huh.
So because I had to, you know, stay with that deal for 3 months, it taught me, okay, well, if I can handle that, I can handle the 30-day, the 45-day escrow. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Have you had any like crazy clients like after that? Like people that just were like stressing you out and had you all over the place?
Yes, I did have actually she was a family friend. And she was so anxious to like move because where she lived was kind of like a bad neighborhood and someone had stolen one of her cars. So she was like, I gotta get my kids out of here. And so she took me from South LA to, we were in Walnut, we were in Pomona, we were in, you know, kind of all over. And she did end up buying something in Gardena, which I love Gardena. I think it's like such a great neighborhood in LA. Yeah, she had me all over, girl. And I was like, dang, why are we going out? You want to be in LA.
Right.
Yeah, she was a little indecisive. So I kept having to remind her, remember you said you wanted XYZ, so why are we looking at XYZ? Like,
yeah.
So
so was this all in one day?
No, this is over a of like weeks.
I'm like, y'all was going to all these homes. So usually when you show homes though, you show like 1 or 2 a day with the same client, or how does that work?
So typically I show homes on like Saturdays and Sundays. Like tomorrow I'm gonna show. And so it depends. Like we may have 5 that we want to see, but maybe only 3 are available that day. It really just, it ranges, but I try to do at least 2. Like it's very rare that I'm going out to show 1 unless we've already seen it and they want to come back for like, let's take a final look before we go ahead and submit an offer. And yeah, so that's usually how it goes.
Have you hosted any like open houses?
Yes, I missed that so much. That was my favorite. Before coronavirus, it's just so fun because, I mean, it's like a party kind of. You know, I've got snacks. I've got this beautiful house. People are coming in. They're all excited to see it, especially when it just first hits the market. Like, you know, say I show it the first weekend, Saturday, Sunday. We might get a couple offers. I might have to show it again the following week. So the neighbors at that point have already seen it again. So they might not come back. But that first open house is always super fun because everybody's just like, you know, they're driving by, they're breaking their necks, they want to stop, they want to see it. So that, I like that a lot. I do.
Oh, I love me an open house, even though I don't need to be there. But I love me an open house.
Yeah, me too, honestly. And we used to have this thing every Tuesday, which is called Brokers Open, which is basically all the realtors in the area will open up their open houses, so you get to go and see other realtors.
Wow.
And so you network, you meet other realtors, and I just miss all that. Coronavirus messed everything up.
COVID.
Girl, talk about it. So there was it was something I saw, or I was probably watching on TV or something, and they were like, oh, I need the pillow. I forgot. Oh, yeah, it was the Shy. I was catching up on the Shy. And the girl she was a realtor, and she was preparing a house or whatever, and she was like, oh, shoot, which pillow? So, like, is that something that you deal with as well, like the interior design of your
staging?
Yes, so sometimes we do stage. So it just depends on the client, honestly. I think that houses sell faster when they're staged because if it's got like, you know, some fresh finishes and modern stuff in there, people can see themselves living in there. But some sellers don't want to do that. They just are like, well, I'll just leave it empty. And when they want to leave it empty, I'm like, well, let's at least paint it white so that it's like nice and fresh. So it just depends on, it's the seller's preference, honestly. And I like for it to look a certain way, but you know, that's my preference. I have to do whatever my seller wants me to do. But for the most part, if it's staged, it's going like immediately.
Wow.
People
Oh,
love it.
I never knew that was on the seller. I always thought that was the real estate company that maybe hire a stager to do it, or
Yeah, it is a staging company that does it, and sometimes, depending on the situation, I might, offer that as a service. But usually,
Mhm.
the seller does pay for it. Yeah.
Nice. Oh my gosh. See, we done learned some new things today.
And I want to mention something else that I know a lot of people don't realize. As a buyer, people think, like, say you want to buy a house, people think like that you would have to pay me, as a realtor, but that's not how it works. The seller always pays the buyer's agent. So it costs you nothing to work with an agent if you're a buyer.
Okay, so what else? What else do we want to know about first time?
I'm trying to think what else, because I feel like I had a lot of questions in my head, but I feel like a lot of them got answered already.
Yeah, same. This is
Came
so
with the
great.
facts, okay? She came with the
Okay.
facts.
Yeah, girls.
That's what I needed.
You know what? I'd say one of the most rewarding deals I've ever closed is so my nephew is a YouTube star.
Aww.
And when he was 20, he bought his house, and I sold him
Come
his house.
on.
He and his best friend bought a house together. And I just was so proud of them. Like, the fact that you guys bought a house off making YouTube videos.
Wow.
I'm telling
What is
you.
his channel? What is his
Right.
channel? I want to see.
His name is Larray. It's Larray. His name's Larry, but he calls himself Larray.
Okay.
Yes, girl.
Larray. Wow, that is amazing.
I'm so proud. Like, I'm like, maybe I need to. That's when I started doing videos, honestly, because I was like,
Girl.
I need in.
I need it all.
Girl.
Like, give me the check, because
There is money to be made. Okay, sure.
just
Dang.
subscribe. Like, give me some likes.
Okay. Give me all the engagement out here. Get it all.
Honestly, like, I wanted to do kind of like a show, because when I do home tours, I put them on my story and everything, and I noticed that people really like that.
I love that. Yes.
Now it's really hard to just go and show a house. Like, I only put a video up when I'm taking a client out. Sometimes I forget to do it. Like, now with Corona, I'm like, I'm just trying to get in and get out. So I'm going to try to be better at that, because I know people really love seeing that.
Yes. And I would love to see, like, I love your African-American woman doing this, and like, I feel like we need shows that represent that as well, because we don't have that. So having said that, like, were there any like first time experiences as a young Black woman in the industry that you can talk about? Or
I mean, for the most part, I haven't come across, I guess I'm kind of lucky, but I haven't come across any like nasty or rude people. Everybody, even when I was new, people really wanted to like teach me things and, help me out with stuff. And I felt really good about that, like, because there are I've heard of some realtors out there that, they don't want you stepping on their toes. They don't want you, showing their listings and this and that, but luckily I haven't had those experiences. But what I do miss about before Corona was just getting to network with other Black female realtors in the business, just going around. There's a few that work besides Heather that I've worked with.
My girl.
Erica Lockhart, she's really awesome. And there's a Black lady who calls herself the LA homegirl, which I was like, dang, I wish I would have thought about
that.
That is so
girl. And she's like from like Michigan or something. So I'm like, no, I'm the real homegirl. But
she's from where?
She's like, she's not from LA. She's like from Michigan, but she works in LA. So she calls herself the LA homegirl.
That's the shit I be talking about.
Like, you was not the LA homegirl.
You're right.
Let me say that name real fast.
Right. I'm gonna call my own little version of that. But
oh my gosh.
It's pretty
I have a question. When people book you as a realtor, do they do it through your company's website? Like, how does it work? Do they get to choose their realtor, or they just put in a request? And
so most times I've like had a lot of clients find me on Yelp They find me on Google. So nobody, unless they're like, oh, I want to specifically work with a Keller-Williams realtor, you might go to the Keller-Williams website. But for the most time, like people find me through Instagram. They find
awesome.
Yelp is like really big, and like Zillow and Trulia, those things. So with like the Zillow and the Trulia, I actually pay to like advertise on there so that people see me, and and they see like my picture under certain listings, and they'll call me that way.
Wow, that is awesome. Is there like a Black realtor network?
I think there is. Like recently I came across an Instagram page, but I would honestly love to like start something, more that's like really happening, because honestly, I don't really know too many people my age that are doing real estate. All the time when I'm with my client, I get the other realtors that are older, like which one's the realtor and who's the client. Like they don't know like that I'm the realtor, so I want to show that I'm not the only young person out here. We're out here, like
exactly.
Yeah, it's a few of you. I have a few like friends that are realtors too, so it would be good to have like some type of network or union or something that can show a lot of us out there like that.
Maybe you can start like, have you started or have you been on Facebook? Like, the Facebook groups are like really popping low key.
Yeah, I
for like everything
more. Like I'm in like some Keller-Williams groups, but I'd like to expand like to some other brokerages, because I've met a lot of young, it's even so dope. I've met some young like Black couples that are doing real estate together, and I
love that.
Teamwork make the dream work. You know what I'm saying?
So like, what was that feeling you had when you closed your most expensive deal, your top tier so far?
Oh gosh, that was another deal that was a struggle. It was not easy by far. It was not a smooth transaction at all. That was one where we like had to go back and forth with the seller's agent, with the termite and things like that. But it was I felt I wouldn't say relieved, but it didn't make me feel like, okay, now I can relax. It made me feel like I gotta go get the next one, because that I accomplished that goal. Like, let's keep going. So it's been a blessing to say the least. And now I work with a team. It's one of my friends I grew up with that I've known since I was like 16, and he's killing it. And we're both in Keller-Williams Inglewood. So it feels great when you can like win as a team too, because all of us, it's there's three of us. So it's two guys and it's me. And when we're like in the room and we're working, the energy is amazing. Yeah, I feel blessed to be working with like-minded people, that are just as driven as I am. So it's always, if somebody on the team wins, it's a win for all of us. So.
Yes.
I love to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl,
I love it. This is so inspiring.
It is. Like, I'm like, Dan, I need to do some work when I get off here. Okay.
That's how I feel. I'm like, wait, I was going to go to sleep, but maybe not.
Especially I drink this coffee. Girl, I'm not going to sleep anytime soon. I am hyper.
I need to drop some content. Something.
You said just some what?
I said I need to drop some content.
Oh, okay.
Right. I need to edit.
Yes.
I love your content. Like, Heather sent me your page, and I was like, I like this. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's different from what I usually see of a realtor, or even just a Black realtor. Like, it was friendly. It was engaging.
It's authentic.
Like, yeah. Like, she gave me the steps. I was like,
I really appreciate that, because it's just.
No, seriously.
I struggle with it, because I'm like, it takes me a long time to make those videos, like sometimes 2 hours and stuff, and then like it'll get like 23 likes or something, and I'm just like, dang. But everybody's like, keep going.
Yep. You have to.
That information are looking into it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep going.
Just
You
stay
have to, and
consistent.
people are
and
trifling.
persistent, okay?
Yes, and people are trifling. Like you might have 23 likes, but you don't know who is seeing it. You know, you don't know who is screenshotting it and sharing it along, and then you don't even get the likes. But
look
you
at
still,
the engagements for real, because
yeah,
I would have like 10 likes on something, but 400 people didn't seen it. So where y'all at?
Right.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Don't
People are.
be stingy with that like. You know you seen it. Just come on.
Come on, it's just one like it's right there, a 2 or whatever.
It's
Like it should be second nature at this point. You see it, you double tap.
Absorbing the information, you like it. So like it.
Exactly. For free. This is free information too.
Right.
Like
Free
be
game.
grateful.
Yeah.
Dang.
I've gotten clients from those videos. So I'm like, all right, I definitely know that this works.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna keep it going.
Yes. What are your next steps, like your plans for the future? Like what's something that you would, you said you want to, of course, like get into the, $1.5 million network and up. What else are you looking to pop this cherry in regards to real estate?
I feel that it's so important for me to purchase my investment property because I've sold many, and so I'm in the process of buying my first investment property, and I want to vlog that whole thing, so like firsthand from start to finish. So I'm like so close. I'm thinking January, and I'm excited about that. That's when I feel like, okay, like now you can put everything into work that you've learned like through this course, so
that's awesome.
Oh, that's exciting.
So have you thought about capturing the journey?
Yeah,
like documenting the journey?
Definitely gonna do that.
Girl, you're not paying attention
to
Wait,
she did say that.
You did?
Vlog it. Yeah.
Oh, you did say, okay, you did say that. Okay, you're right. I remember.
No, for sure. I'm gonna put it on Instagram and YouTube, and
oh my God,
all pieces.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I think I was referring to like at the end, like once it's done, making a full length video of the whole journey.
Yeah, because I'm actually gonna get a fixer. So I even want to show that process of like, don't be afraid because it doesn't look so pretty when you first get it.
Yes.
It'll be really nice. So it's definitely, I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. That's good.
Thank you, guys.
And what's so beautiful about this episode is that years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to recount on, this conversation and how in our big old home.
Right.
Yep.
My big home background going to be so different. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Jesus, help me. I can't wait. Y'all.
Oh my gosh. We'll be in our home cheering to Adrienne because we closed the deal. Okay. Yes.
I ain't got no more coffee, though.
That's it.
This was so great, though. Thank you so much.
I appreciate this because I took a lot from this because I just feel like we don't, especially first-time home buyers, we just don't know. We don't even know where to start, what we're supposed to do. Like, because I didn't.
It's like why the realtors feel like they gotta keep it a secret sometimes, and I'm just like, it's not, costing me anything or taking away anything from me to let y'all know these things. So
right, I feel like it would be better for y'all if you told us this type of information, so when we do come to you guys, we have everything together.
Exactly, because I would have loved to have this type of knowledge after graduation from college, and instead of trying to hurry up and get into an apartment, I would have made a different plan to save for home ownership. Like,
Yep. Me too.
So,
but it's never too late.
Oh yes, it's never too late for sure. Oh my gosh.
This is good.
Like, what?
Excited for this episode? Like, what?
I'm like, what can I do right now for my next step for home ownership? Okay, like, do I need
I'm trying to think, like, what do I need to cut off? Because
on my page, I got you. You'll see a video or two
Yeah. So tell our audience your handle, and like if you have a website, like plug yourself, girl.
Okay, so my Instagram is at Adrienne Your Realtor. And if you want to go to my website, it's elitehomesla.com, and it's in my bio. And yeah, I am with Keller-Williams.
Yes.
And this is me. If you can see that, Adrienne Your Realtor.
Yes. And for those listening, it's ADRIENNE.
Yes.
Your Realtor. You should know how to spell that one.
And my email is adrienneyourrealtor@gmail.com.
Oh my God.
We're goofy. I'm sorry.
We are, but we're just so excited.
Man, I told Heather, I said, I cannot wait for this episode. I got my list of questions.
Sure. Like I've been doing the 10 steps to purchase a home videos, and I think I'm on step 6 now. I kind of am spreading it out a little bit, but I think what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and film all the episodes so I could just drop them like once a week. Because when you put too much content, it's overwhelming. People just gonna scroll right past it. So
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to be on the Cherry Popper podcast.
Cherry Popper! I can't wait to check that out when it drops.
Yes, it'll be out on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yes.
Cherry Popper Tuesdays.
You do.
And yes, till next time.
Until next time, you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.